Morning, guys. Fran here, and I'm ready to get into another segment of Rams and Lead Fitness Q&A. See you marking the spectacles this morning. I do wear glasses and contacts, so hopefully this maybe gives me a couple IQ points smarter. Gives you guys that impression as I hopefully give you guys some educated answers to some of your problems or inquiries. Let's get right into it. First off, I had a question from an individual asking about almonds. And the almond, the question went along the lines of, they buy a 16-ounce bag, and they're wanting to know if it's a healthy option, if it's a snack, is there a limit to how much they can eat, because the problem that they're having is that they're eating it in the entire bag in about 2 days. All right, and even though almonds are an excellent choice for a snack, they are a fat source. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the nutritional panel on your almonds, it's got more fat than anything. Okay, I don't really like when people say nuts are like a protein source or a carb source, mainly because they do have some protein in it, but it's mainly a fat source. If you look at it, where the calories are coming from, it's got more fat than any other macronutrients in there. So for my purposes, I categorize it under a fat group. And the issue with fats is that even if they're healthy or unhealthy fats, they provide about 9 calories per gram. Versus if you look at a carb or protein, it's only 4 calories per gram. So what that means is that you're going to eat a lot less nuts, but it still gives you a lot of calories. They're very, so they provide a lot of energy, and you don't even need to eat a lot. So what happens with something like nuts and olive oil and avocados and your healthy fat sources, that people tend to overeat those, and actually are probably doing a lot more harm than they think they are. So in this individual case, I ran some quick numbers. If you look at a 16-ounce bag, there's approximately 16 servings in there. So if you run the quick numbers, it's over 2,000 calories in that bag. If you're eating it over 2 days, you divide that by 2, you're eating 1,000 calories a day just in nuts. And if you look at the fat content in it, a serving size gives you about 14 grams of fat. Good fat, healthy fat sources. But again, though, overall in the entire bag, there's over 200 grams of fat. So if you split that in 2, you're eating 100 grams a day of fat just in the nuts. That doesn't count anything else you eat in a day. And in this case, if you're, let's just estimate, a 120-pound individual, if you're a 170-pound individual, 180-pound individual, over 100 grams of fat is still too much fat for you. So yes, I would say that you are overeating nuts. You're eating too many calories, too many grams of fat in nuts, even though it is a healthy source. You want to limit that to maybe a serving or 2 a day. That's it. You don't want to have the whole bag. Okay, serving or 2 in 1 day. So theoretically, 4 servings a day, or 4 servings in 2 days, as compared to what you've been eating, which is 16 servings. And what it comes down to, the issue is, are you measuring and recording your diet? Okay, I can't stress that enough, that for nutrition to be successful, you need to have an attack plan, just like you do for fitness. If you see my video the other day about having the attack plan when you go into the gym, and how you can't just wander around the gym and do random exercises and expect to have some sort of success. Same thing goes for nutrition. You just can't eat healthy food choices and expect just results. Okay, sure, that's a step up from eating bad food choices, but you still need to have your macronutrient breakdown correctly and have your calories per day set at the right number, or else you can still overeat healthy sources and thus not lose weight. It's entirely possible. So what I encourage you to do is get a free phone app. MyFitnessPal is the one I recommend and one my clients and me use to keep track of their diet. It's free, completely free. Just download your app, and every time you eat something, you scan it in. Now, that being said, you want to have somebody who's educated set that up for you in terms of your goals, because the macronutrients that the program comes with, they're all messed up. It's too low in protein, too high in carbs, too high in fat. Sometimes. So you want to have somebody that's educated set that up for you, your macronutrient ratio, so it's set up correctly. Somewhere with a 40-30-30 split, with 40 protein, 30 carb, 30 fat. Somewhere in that range is all right. And having your, a decent calorie goal depending upon what your weight and what you're looking to do. But you need to record. Okay, you have to. Or what happens is, next thing you know, you accidentally overeat a healthy food source like nuts, which is really easy to do. and it's going to blunt your weight loss, period. You can't have that much calories coming just from that food source. I mean, plus on top of whatever else you eat throughout the day, it could boost your fat total way out of proportion. So to answer your question, a long story short, yes, it is possible to overeat nuts. It's actually really easy since it's a fat source, and fat has more calories in it per gram than a carb or protein. So it's an excellent snack choice, but keep it to just 2 servings a day. If you don't have a food scale, I recommend going out and buying one so you can measure out exactly 1 serving, pack it with you, measure out a 2nd serving, pack it with you, take it to work or whatever, and have those as your snacks. But limit that to about 2 servings a day, and you want to get your fat source from other things too. And that's the real issue, is that you don't want to just get stuck eating one food source for all your fat. So that would be my advice on that issue there. Second question I had coming was about how to mix in strength training, heavier sets. People that want to do reps of 3 to 5, with some sort of high intensity interval training. What's my position on those two and trying to mix them together? And for me, it comes down to what your goals are, and that's how you would implement them. I would definitely use them both. I am huge fans of both heavy strength training and hypertrophy training and endurance training, all with strength training with high intensity interval cardio. I am big fans of both. And how you want to implement that depends upon your goals. What I like to do for somebody who was looking for a fat loss diet, or a fat loss, that's their goal, is fat loss. On top of your diet being on point, that's number one. You want to mix those two into one workout. It's principal cardio acceleration, or I even like throwing sets in the middle of your workout. So you can just have your normal strength training workout. And what cardio acceleration is in between your rest periods. So let's say you bench press up first and you're doing a heavy set, 5 reps. Instead of resting, you would do some form of cardio, whether that's jumping jacks, mountain climbers, burpees, in between, and then you do that for a period of time, a minute, a minute and a half. And essentially, your strength training, you would want to take a longer break after that. So you could rest, and then you go back to your second set. So essentially, what you're doing is you're mixing your cardio right in the middle of your strength workout, which is going to give you higher calorie burn and more fat loss. And actually, it's in research shown that it actually can help improve your strength gains as well. So that's number one. That's how I would do. That's cardio acceleration. Another principle you could do is just throw cardio in the middle of your workout. So for instance, maybe you complete maybe two exercises for chest. Now you have a period here where you can do some high intensity interval training, whether it's a circuit of some couple cardio exercises or light resistance exercises, train circuit style. Do maybe 2 or 3 rounds of that, boom, and then go right back to your strength workout. So putting in cardio right in the middle of your strength workout for fat loss is absolutely excellent. I think it's the best thing you can do, and I actually think it actually helps you to do both muscle and strength gain and fat loss at the same time. It's very hard to do that. A lot of it comes from do with nutrition and genetics, but that style of training where you do both workouts at once is shown best to get you both strength gain and fat loss at the same time. Now let's say you're on a bulking phase, or you want to put on weight. You don't necessarily want to lose weight. Maybe you're really skinny at this point, like 140 pounds, 150 pounds for a dude, and you're looking to gain weight, and you still want to do intensity or high intensity interval training. Do that for your off day workouts. Okay, so I would not insert that into your strength training workout. I would devote your entire strength training workout to that, gaining size and gaining strength. So that's talking heavy sets, 5 to 8, 3 to 5, 3-minute rest periods in between there. And then for your off days, if you're lifting heavy like that, you only want to go about 3 to 5 days, I'd say, a week. And then your off days, in between those, you can do a high intensity interval training workout in between to keep your cardiovascular levels up as well, as to minimize fat gain too during that. And you want to make sure it's mainly muscle. So those are the 2 ways that I would put those 2 together, but I am definitely a big fan of that. I do it myself. Right now, I just started a phase where I'm trying to gain a little bit of muscle definition, or a little bit of muscle size to me. So I'm doing 4 days of heavy lifting in the gym, and then 2 to 3 days. It's most likely going to be 2, with having 1 day completely off, but having 2 days of some sort of cardio, whether I'm out running, doing a sprint interval training, or picking up some light weights and doing like a little circuit style with some squats, some shoulder press. stuff like that in between where it's lightweight, but it's that higher intensity which is going to give you that cardio burn and keep my fat gain to a minimum. So I hope you answer your guys' questions for you. Like I said, I'm back in business and we're here to start rolling again. I'm full up here, got my attention, been pumping out some articles. If you haven't checked out my top 10 worst things about going to the gym, make sure to check that out for a good laugh. Feel free to add your own to that. And again, stay on the lookout for some more of these statuses where I'm asking for some questions out there, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you. It's completely free. Just takes me a couple, 10 minutes out of my day to sit down and come up with some answers for you guys. But hopefully it helps and aids you guys in your journey to get into your goals. This is Fran from Ramsey Lane Fitness, and I wish you guys all the best Friday. Have a really great Friday and the rest of the weekend too. Make sure it's a blast. See you guys.